Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Take Two. We are very excited about today. We're here with some special people behind the scenes and also not so behind the scenes in the Ascend conference. And we appreciate you taking the time to really highlight the upcoming event. We are very excited. And I would love if we can just take a moment for the three of you to, in a sentence or two, just introduce yourself briefly and also explain your connection to the Ascend conference and what your role is in it. Okay, so Mia.
Hi, my name is Mia Urman. I'm the usual host of Take Two, but today Sonia is has graciously agreed to be our panelist. I'm an Oracle ACE director, and I've been involved with Ascend, oh my God, at least a decade, I think, right? It's maybe 2015. And I'm involved in all different ways. I'm involved in content committees in the past. I'm in special interest groups for innovation. I'm a speaker. But mostly I'm a cheerleader and a fan. I really try to get the Oracle EBS community together once a year and to really encourage our customers to come and visit. So that's how I view my role at Ascend.
All right. So my name is Gustavo Gonzalez. I'm an Oracle ACE director, and that's how I met Mia. I think it was that in 2010 or so.
Oh,
I've been working with Oracle technology for many years on different roles. I also have the privilege to have co-authored a book on e-business suite, which is one of our main drivers in terms of content for our conference. I'm currently Chief Technology Officer at Connects, and this year I'm elected board member, president of OATUG. So I'm thrilled to be leading this group of people that are doing amazing things for everybody in the community.
All right. Yeah, my name is Mike Jones. I'm the Director of Education for OATUG. I've been managing education for OATUG for a decade now. No, a little bit under a decade, since 2017. So I've been kind of managing all the education that we do at OATUG, whether it's webinars that we run weekly, the education weeks that we do, which I know are very important, and then of course the very complex education process for selecting sessions for Ascend. So I've been doing that for about 9 years. I've been around the conference forever. Actually, in my previous employment, I was working for Xerox, and we were actually printing presentations for the OATUG conference. So
fun fact.
Yeah, real fun fact. So I've been around the conference for a long time, so I've known all the volunteers for a long time. I've seen them come and go, seen them retire, come and go. So it's been a great journey, and I really feel passionate about running education for OATUG. I mean, I love it when we put on a conference or an education week and we get a ton of questions. We get members still asking a lot of questions in the day of AI, and still having a lot of attendance for webinars and for in-person conferences like Ascend. So that's been my main role. So thank you.
Great. So I wanted to actually ask Gustavo the first question. You've been involved with OATUG for a long time. I don't know if you said what year you exactly started, but I wanted to really hear more from you on what made you step into this new role as president. Congratulations, by the way. And what made you decide to take that leap? You're of course busy, I'm sure behind the scenes with your regular role. And what are your goals? What are your goals, and what's the impact that you're hoping to achieve during your tenure, in this position at OATUG?
So I actually, if you go to OATUG.org, you're going to see a small post that I did with a photo of a younger version of me. when I when I presented. So I joined OATUG back in 2006. So that's been 20 years. My first presentation was in 2009 in a conference called Collaborate that most of us will remember that.
Right.
And since then, I have been very involved on user groups. I co-founded the user group of Argentina. I've been the president of the Latin America Oracle user community, which is the umbrella to all the user groups. But I always stick into OATUG. I have the privilege to be working as a board member for the past 6 years. And one thing that attracted me to present myself as a candidate for becoming president was this continuity that we have in terms of the goals and the vision of the user group. Now, I'm acting now as a president, taking from Brian Pellegrin, that he had a vision of transforming our organization into a more metrics-driven organization. We have been working intensively on, geos, which are the regional groups, special interest groups, and Mia is part of one of them, these are arms that are bringing value to our community. Now, my goal is to continue the path of knowledge sharing and guiding. Today, it's quite important to merge that and the knowledge in this new world of technology, which has been disrupted by AI. So navigate with confidence all the technology path that we are going through. And some of us are digital immigrants, right? But we have new generations and again, companies that are being completely transformed by AI. And that's what we are trying to get OATUG into that, source of truth and confidence to organizations, which are members and associates as well.
I always say that, OATUG is our people, right? It's like the people who are still running the legacy business suites more. Oracle actually has created that as the counterbalance. Like there's AI world for everybody who's using cloud, and there's OATUG Ascend for anybody who still has Oracle e-business suite. And me and you personally have always taken it as our role to kind of guide them into the future, right? Now it's incredible with you as president to be able to take that to, larger scale and not do it kind of grassroots as we've been doing on the sidelines. So
And it's not easy, and I'm not alone on this. We have a huge team behind us, a board that is actively working. We're meeting every week on different things and different topics. We have people like Mike that has been leading the education, Reagan, Laura as executive director. We have a strong team that is making this possible. It's not just, and it's a community, right? And at this point, I'm the president. Next year is going to be Ravi, and there's always this continuity on the leadership of OATUG, making this vision, it's a continuation of the mission and the vision of this organization.
I really love that and appreciate that, because I've been working closely. I do a lot, and I am involved in marketing and strategic partnerships, but I've worked very closely with the OATUG team over the last 5 years, and feel like I know the team very personally in terms of all the players. And that really speaks though to the way that the organization works. And I love that you spoke about stability and the hand-holding and the confidence, because that's truly how you build a community where it's not just, show up and then you have no connection to anyone and there's no relationship, but you've built something really special in OATUG. which is
And it's
really all
also
year
by
round.
listening, right? Like I always joke that when Mike sees an email from me, he's like, "Oh no, not again!" But there's been years where I call Mike and I'm like, "Hey, there's no RPA on the agenda yet," and he's like, "Well, that's not really, the newest thing yet." I'm like, "You gotta have it." And women in technology, I think I did that maybe 10 years ago. I said, their organizations are starting to do, an event for women in technology at the event. So they're so open to like growing and doing things for the community and like listening to the end users and vendors and whatever else, which is very rare, right? A lot of times people are like, "Hey, this is my lane, and why do you keep bothering me?" Where them, they're like, "Wow, you guys are in the field, you're meeting with the community, with the people," and they're so open to change and working with us. So it's amazing.
100%.
We should talk to Mike about his many years.
That's next up. Mike, I would really like to hear some of your thoughts. First of all, you said that you've been involved around a decade already in Ascend. And I'm curious how it's evolved in your eyes over the years. How is it now as a conference, as an event, compared to when you first took it on?
Weather,
Yeah.
COVID, right?
You had COVID in the middle. You've had a lot of, now we're dealing with AI and a lot of different shifts. But, in general, how have you seen it change over this last decade?
Well, mainly for me, I think the big change happened after COVID and we launched Ascend. So that was the biggest change. And then kind of building off of Ascend, right? So I've attended Cloud World, like AI World every year, and I see how those sessions are selected. But I think from my standpoint is we're user groups, right? So we want user sessions. So that is my number one goal, and it's always been my number one goal. So when Ascend first started, I kept selecting programs that would help users select sessions. So we always have a big call for papers. We always get a lot of papers in, but selecting those sessions has always been a little bit difficult. So what we've done is had the members go in and vote for sessions. So that I think we started that with Ascend, and it's every year it's been building. So every year we get more and more users involved in voting for sessions to Ascend and then going to Ascend. Because essentially we are a user group. So my main job is to get user sessions to Ascend, and that will drive the partners and Oracle, and they will love Ascend to get all those users there. I really feel we are the one conference that is, Gustavo was mentioning metrics before. We're the one conference that uses those metrics where we get people voting. I create all the scores for the sessions and for every track. Mia's sessions always score very well. I know she has that secret sauce where she knows the titles and abstracts to put in there to really help motivate the voters. And the voters and users for Ascend really select sessions. I'm very proud of that. So I know that Ascend has evolved from back in the day to where, very few people were involved in selecting the sessions. And now we've got this huge contingent of users, partners, Oracle that help select sessions for Ascend. So I'm very proud of that. And I always feel like the sessions that are selected and presented at Ascend are the best sessions. I have no doubt in my mind.
That's the feedback we get too, just so you know.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, it's for the people, by the people, right? It's like beyond just listening to one person who chimes in. Now you've put it out there for all the end users to build their own sessions. So it's incredible.
Yeah. Well, for me, I answered to the board, and the board, when they asked how sessions got selected, I work very closely with the board member in selecting those sessions. But there's almost the justifications there. It's like, these are what the users are selecting. And it's, it's all over the board with what they select too, which is also great.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I was just going to say. I've looked at some of the session content at other conferences over the year, and I feel like it can become an echo chamber, and a lot of the same, and a lot of people who are, again, that, high up talking down, and it becomes you know, you have to have this title in order to know what you're talking about. And you look at the Ascend sessions that were, you know, put out, and it's just it's refreshing. It's just a very different feeling when you see customer-led sessions and you see use cases and you see just everything across the board. It really makes such a difference. So it is felt, Mike,
I know.
by everybody.
One of the other things I do, especially with the voting, I take those top sessions and give them the best time slots. So, because I already know those sessions are going to be popular. A lot of the speakers, I've been doing it for so long, I know which speakers are going to rate very highly, Mia being one of them, Gustavo being another one, always super high ratings. So I always give them prime time slots. So that's another thing I really pride myself in doing, so that our attendees can't miss it. The problem is when Mia and Gustavo are talking at the same time slot, then they have to pick which one to go to.
It is a problem with these conflicts when you have a lot of great people. But Mike, that's just another example of the personal touch and thoughtfulness of the OATUG team that we were talking about, that not everybody would, you know, have that. And
we reflect on that.
Yeah.
Well, the truth is, this year, I'm very proud of myself because I decided to kind of step aside from my, you know, doing my theoretical sessions. I saw a lot of people, you know, in AI world, etc., were talking about automation, AI. I was like, you know, there's going to be enough people just talking about the concepts. So literally,
that's my question for you, Mia. If I can segue into my question for you. Is actually that it's the first year that you've really stepped out of the limelight. You're generally there as this Oracle ACE director. You don't have a moment to sit down. We know, I've been on site with you. And this year, you actually have several customer-led sessions, and you are there only in the role of co-presenter for those. And I really wanted to hear from you what that feels like this year to go in as a co-presenter and to really watch your customers step up into that limelight and be able to shine.
Really our goal for this year. I wanted to see how many success stories, because like I said, I felt like so many people are saying the same messages, right? Like how tons of people are going to talk about AI for EBS, tons of people are going to talk about automation in a theoretical way, right? And go through the Oracle tools in general. And what happens is the times that I've been in these sessions with end users, they're like, okay, that is so overwhelming. Like, I'm so happy that Oracle has 800 tools for AI, but how do I like literally take my invoice, put it through AI to put it into EBS, right? Like nobody knows how to translate those concepts and those incredibly robust tools and those incredibly complex, thoughtful, efficient, whatever, but like, what are the use cases, right? How do I enrich my business doing that? So that was literally our goal this year. We went through the highlights for our customers, right? We took one for you doing RPA automation, which is NFI. We took a bunch of use cases that they've done, and they're going to present that. We did one who's doing invoice purchase order reconciliation using AI, using automation. Cinch, he's going to present about that. HDR is doing iExpense with AI in the field. They're going to talk about that. And Toyota, who did an incredible digital warehouse, like they went from paper processes. So we really tried to have it exactly like Mike said. This is a conference for users, by users, and really have the end users discuss their process, right? What was their business challenge? What tools did they use to go through the process? What was their success? And show real live value. And like Mike said, no other conference today is actually looking at those types of things, right? AI world is like very marketing oriented. They're telling you what you should be doing next 10 years, right? Whereas, you know, OATUG, it's such a credit to them that they accepted these types of sessions, because like this are things that people could do today with the tools they have and innovate. They could like literally go home and within a few months be doing something. So, you know, I'm happy to step aside for these types of types of sessions. I'll be there. I'll be supporting them. But I think that's about 100 times more important than me, you know, talking generally about terms and concepts.
I'm going to take this time, Mia, to thank you for everything that you do. Again, you and your company are big supporters of OATUG.
We love you
But
guys.
besides, but putting that on aside, your contribution, right, to share the knowledge, to bring users and real cases, that's what makes us as a community. And when I said, our vision as a user group is to bring this light to other customers, other companies that are navigating this, uncertainty world of AI and tools and what is the best for my company. So your contributions and you bringing real cases is what makes Ascend a great user group conference. The content is king, and Mike driving that from the selection, but we need people like you that are inspiring your customers, because it's not easy to speak at an event, and you need someone with your experience, with your knowledge to say, hey, you
With
can
my
do
bulldozer.
this. I will, and guiding them, right? So it is extremely important, and we really thank you for all the things that you do. You have been, for over the years, this leader that is inspiring others to speak, to come to the event, and to share the knowledge. So thank you, Mia, for all what you do for us. Yeah.
But what's really funny is a lot of these case studies were actually matches made in Ascend Heaven. Okay, like for example, HDR Gagan, he was on the board. We met him at our dinner at Ascend, and then he spoke to somebody who was doing a project, and he said, "Wait a minute, you guys, I also RI expense is terrible. What are you doing?" And do you know what I mean? So it's beyond just the thing where we try to get our customers, our users involved. It's really the community kind of recycles and brings itself together with our company and Ascend together. So
we could almost just use your sessions to market the conference, because there's AI at a high level. There's AI at a high level that everyone talks about. And then there's the 4 use cases that you're actually showing people what you're doing. And again, at Ascend, we don't vet anything. So if there's problems with using Oracle, you're going to see those problems, and you can see the solutions and how people handle those problems. If they're integrating AI or, iProcurement, all those things, you will see those at Ascend and be able to network and talk to people and see how they're dealing with it.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. One of the slides we always put is like things to look out for, or challenges, best practices, things you should do beforehand to like watch out for. So like you said, it's not like, hey, this is the field of roses that we did. It's like, this was our challenge. This is where we got to, right? And even if, you're at 90% with AI, I mean, that's incredible, right? But yeah, we're
real lessons
really
learned. I think that's the mentality. It's real world experience.
Yeah.
Just in closing, I'd love to just ask a rapid fire question to all 3 of you. If you had to give a first timer advice on how to really maximize the Ascend conference beyond just network more, right? What would that advice be? Gustavo.
So again, this is, I'm going to start with this. So it's going to be World Cup, right? So it's soccer. We're talking about football. I'm from Argentina. So I'm probably going to be with my Argentina jersey and a soccer ball on my arm all day. But besides that, what we really need to think about is prep, right? So there's a lot of content. You will be overwhelmed with the content that is there. So the first thing that, ahead of time, a week, to start thinking and navigating through the content, there's an app that you can go and create your own calendar. So really, really important and then what might happen is like, okay, we have this conflict of these two, add the two, okay? There's going to be like a primary, and you're going to follow the second. So because you're going to have time later on to decide and work, and also talk to peers at the event. So, maybe you can split and say, hey, you go to the session and go, if you're going with coworkers, right? You go to this and I go with this, so again, but preparation, it's key. And we do have a webcast, and Mike can talk about that for these, people. And we meet at the conference for first timers, just to help navigate through that. And of course, you cannot miss the parties. We're going to have a lot of fun there. So networking, fun, knowledge, what can be wrong?
And then you've got
Gustavo covered everything except for one thing. When he's holding the football, he really means to wear sensible shoes. Ladies, I'm sorry. Nobody should be there. You are on your feet from 8 in the morning till 11:30 p.m. We can all wear sneakers. Leave them at home. The heels at home. And bring sweaters, because sometimes in the exhibit hall, everybody says they're freezing. Other people don't.
So
but
layers.
Yeah.
That's good first time advice. Yeah. Okay. This is from a woman's perspective. So Mia's got that covered.
The one other tip I was going to give is with your agenda, make sure you split it up, right? Go to 2 or 3 Oracle strategy sessions, 2 or 3 ACE director sessions, and then the rest with customer stories, so that you get a balance. You see like what is going to be up and coming, what are the brilliant minds doing, right? And they go through all the crazy use cases, and then see the real people and what they're doing. So I try to balance out my agenda that way.
Yeah, I love that. And Mike, do you have any advice for first timers?
I do. I need to piggyback off of what Gustavo was saying. In fact, I was actually, believe it or not, dreaming about this last night. Our conference app. That's the biggest thing to become very familiar with. It's a fantastic app. There's a web version and a mobile version. So I recommend when the app is launched for people to go in and use the search features. If you go to the Ascend site right now, you can actually search sessions, and I recommend that you kind of figure out the tracks that you're interested in, whether it's EBS or analytics or professional development, and just kind of look over some of the sessions. And of course, building a strong agenda is important. I mean, the biggest problem we get at Ascend and the biggest complaint I get is we have too many sessions running at the same time. And, we are going to currently have, pretty close to 25 to 26 concurrent sessions. So people have to select those. So basically going into the app, figuring out what sessions to attend, looking at the PowerPoints, like all speakers are supposed to have their PowerPoints loaded in May. So they can actually look through some of the PowerPoints on the app to decide what sessions look the best to them. And I know, and I am so guilty of this, like, especially when I attend, AI World, like I do a very poor job of kind of going through all the different sessions at AI World, reading all the titles and abstracts. It takes time and effort, but if you are a first time attendee, that's the one thing I recommend that everyone does is take a close look at that. Also keep in mind that within 24 hours after the session has ended, we will upload a video of that session. So if you get to a time slot where there's 2 or 3 different sessions running at that time slot that you wanted to attend, you can also look at the video. And we actually don't show a picture of the speaker, but they do have the audio, and they run through the slides, and you can hear some of the Q&A in there as well. So that is
that new, or have you always had that?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, no, we've always done that. And this is what kept me up at night, because we have to do a little bit better job explaining what the conference app does. And
not only that, but like singing your praises. After the conference, people should know that it's all up there.
Yep, it's all up there. It's up there for 3 months afterwards, and then people can still view, can download presentations, can view sessions. It is a really it's a great tool. I love our conference app. It makes my life really easy because I just make one change on the app, and then it updates the website and updates everywhere on the mobile, your mobile device as well. The only thing is that with the mobile device, it's a little bit. I use the mobile device all the time at the conference, especially when people ask me where the session is. I'm like, well, let's just open up the mobile device and type in, a couple words of the title, and there it is. It is a great tool.
I like on the mobile app where it says what's on now, because a lot of times I'm like, wait a minute, I have 15 minutes to like do something, and you literally can look on the app and it's like now playing, right? Like in the movie theater, and it has the title, so you could like quickly just kind of pick something spontaneously as well. So it's not all
for those who didn't do their homework, pre-conference.
Exactly.
Yeah. Another thing for first-time presenters is to make sure they build a strong profile in the app. We did talk about the app and how useful it is, but if they build a strong profile, they put their headshot in, they put a strong bio in, it'll help with engagement. That way, if you do see a session and you do speak with the speaker afterwards, it'll be easy for you to find them and for them to find you if they have any follow-up questions, anything like that.
Like you could exchange contact information and network through the app as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, I always love the social feed, too. So post a picture. I do that all the time for all my different conferences. I post these crazy, pictures in Orlando. You see an alligator or something like that. You can post a picture of that. Or just fun stuff at the, we're having a World Cup party for the kickoff party. So Gustavo, I'm sure, will be in Team Argentina there. But,
I think you just need to have a full-time videographer following Gustavo around.
No, but besides that, we're going to have a lot of, we're going to have a lot of networking. So sometimes you're kind of shy for the first time. So we're going to have like 9 or 10 networking opportunities with like, HR, Oracle support, all these healthcare industry things. So specific that, hey, you can find peers and people that, just getting to know others. So, breaking the ice on if you are the first time attending the user group conference.
Yep. And that just spurred me. I did have a call with Nadia with the EBS team. So we're going to be setting up one-on-one meetings that you can schedule with EBS, with the EBS Oracle product development. So that you're going to be able to sign up with that, and you can have a one-on-one meeting with the Oracle EBS team, Nadia and Lisa.
That's so incredible.
That's unbelievable. Yeah.
Wow. I know how much Nadia appreciates the conference as well.
But it's amazing to see how Oracle has also embraced Ascend, as the EBS conference, and to see that
an adoption.
It's really authentic once you see the Oracle presence that's there, and how they relate, to the end users, and it's an incredible thing to see. For sure.
Yeah, we have such a strong relationship with the Oracle product team, and like all the speakers, everyone, from Lisa to Nadia to Santiago to Mohammed, like all their entire team, I know them by heart now, and because they've given us such support, and it's the only place to go for EBS content.
They really feel accessible, which is a huge value. So thank you all so much. This has been amazing. I'm excited to get it out there to people. So
can't wait to see you all soon.
Thank you for your time today, and we're looking forward to Ascend.
See you guys in June.
Yeah. See you in a few weeks.
Yeah. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions for Mike or Gustavo or about the conference. And thanks for joining us.
Get excited.